Posse, family, and friends. NU-Kihe. I'm Sam. And I'm coming on here actually to give out a APB, All Points Bulletin for DC. As an NU-Kihe, I have to say that the District of Columbia is under attack by the Trump administration's uh, National Guard, FBI, ATF, ICE, and DEA. Um, I'll talk here a little bit more, but let me show you this first clip. We have a few clips I want to show you and talk through with you real fast. I'm not going to be forever, but I want to show you what's taking place and the differences between how things are getting taken place in different places. So check out this first video. I've shown them on Facebook, but we're gonna go through them real fast. So stay to the end and check this out.
All streets! Not yours! Not yours! Go left! Go left! Hey! Hey, you! All streets!
First video that we just watched was on 14th and U, and it was actually a long time, but that clip was just showing the community in that area that was noticing the amount of police force on the streets, and they had a checkpoint there, and they were actually telling people not to turn down that street and to go the other way because they had the checkpoint there and trying to get them to leave. And ultimately, they left. Okay. Now, I'll show you Georgetown. Give me 1 second.
So, Bill. All right.
Yo soffrirò.
Where is it? Which review what?
As you see, Georgetown, it was a little bit more quieter there, right? Because a lot doesn't happen that much in Georgetown, and a lot doesn't really happen in DC. So this whole attack on DC with this crime and homelessness stuff is bigger. The agenda is bigger. Today, I'm not going to go into that. I just want to show you some things, and then I want to explain some things that you should probably know if you're coming into Virginia. My daughter, you might hear her. So the first thing, no, I got one more video that I'd like to show you. Now, this is where it changes a little bit. This video is in the more urban areas, and watch the difference.
White shirt, what's up, white shirt? What's up, white shirt? Talk to What's all this for? How you feeling, man? What we know? I feel well. How are you? Ain't nothing going on right here. Better than ever, man. Yemi. Oh, you got your ski mask on? Nah, don't break it. Open the gate. Don't break it. Don't break my gate. Open the gate. Don't break it. Oh, they picked the jump. Stupid ass. That's all they wanted to do. Back up, my guy. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just recording for my safety. Nah, chill. That's all we doing. We don't want no problem. Look, we don't want no problem. Wood truck. Oh, he got his hand on it. Look. We don't want no smoke, Brody. On wood truck. I'm gonna go watch that. Yes, he did. You see the bike right there, Bill. Bike right there, Bill. You see the bike, Bill. Come on. What's going on? You gonna real do up? Come on, bro.
Oh my God, I'm having anxiety. I have to bust your fucking head. Don't bust my door. Y'all don't pay for that? Ask me for the fucking key. Damn. Y'all want the key or what? Y'all want the key? Oh, you gonna pay for that bitch? Oh, don't bang on my door. Don't bang on my door. Don't bang on my door. Don't bang. Don't bang on my door.
Hey, white shirt, have you? Yeah, white shirt. You know this is easy. Kids in here, white shirt. There's kids in here, bro. How you bang on the door, though?
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Why would y'all break the door like that? Damn. What the fuck? Go get another bottle. We gonna get another bottle. We gonna get another bottle. We gonna get another bottle. We'll get another bottle. Another bottle. And another bottle. And another bottle. And another bottle. And another bottle. I ain't letting go. What the fuck? You gotta get the fuck.
Okay, so real quick, if we go through the three different areas we just looked at, Georgetown, we had patrolling, a lot of officers patrolling. 14th Street, that was a checkpoint, and we had that community protesting. Beautiful protest. Something that I really need us to do in the other communities, because we saw the third community and what was going on there, jumping over fences, breaking doors, smashing stuff just to take bottles, like showing a presence of superiority, right? For no reason whatsoever. You didn't see or hear any gunshots. Nobody was really acting silly, right? So, you know, these actions that are being taken place right now are unnecessary. And the fact that he's saying DC is dirty and it needs to be cleaned up, it's all BS. I've lived in whatever those areas you're called, and a lot of times the police presence is always there, but they're not set up like most state places, right? We're not a state, so we do have our own laws and rules. However, since we're not a state, things like this can take place. The government can take over certain situations, and that's what they did, and that's what they're doing. And this is what you see that you don't see. People want to say, oh, it's good for them to do that. I mean, well, it's good to get rid of crime, but what they're doing is creating situations to get people incarcerated. And the bad thing is, what people don't even know, because you have to live in DC to understand the DC laws, is that the only authority they have at this point in time is to help apprehend and move. So for what I mean is, like, you see National Guard, ATF, FBI, DIA, ICE, and Metropolitan Police. Well, Metropolitan Police have to be the last authority. They can put people in cars and lock them up. The other thing is, the judicial system hasn't changed. So even though they're putting them in jails, they still go through the same process. So they're only putting people in jail right now. They haven't changed any laws that stops anything that happens when it comes to how DC is being ruled. Yes, they're probably going to keep trying, but they only have 30 days right now, and that's not what it's not going to happen in 30 days. So the whole agenda is much bigger. I mean, as an NU-Kihe, I mean, which basically just means a person that believes that they're from the whole land, in source and balance with Anu, with God, and that it doesn't matter if people have put lines and borders and stuff up. The land is still for the people, and the people is still for the land. So as that person, as a thought process of that person, you understand specific things and seeing other things that's going on in the other country that's simultaneously going with this, like the secret bombing that he had done close to um, Burkina Faso, which is a country in Africa that is starting to do tremendously well and starting to spread their feelings around the African continent. So anyway, back to DC. Now, rules to coming into DC right now. If you're coming into the District of Columbia, remember you're dealing with Metropolitan Police being instructed by FBI, DIA, ATF, with the assistance of ICE and the National Guard. So that means that a lot of ground is covered for these creations of criminal acts that they're going to try to put people in place. Hence, you come in with Virginia plates, Maryland plates, and you go through a checkpoint and you don't have your credentials right, you're going to get a ticket. If you have anything in the car, it's going to go further. They're projecting a lot of laws and rules that they've had in Northern Virginia because the person who's over that's watching it is the one who's gotten like Fairfax and all those places going in the way they're going. So that's the one thing. So if you're coming to DC to sightsee and stuff like that, cool. But even in that process, um, if you are of melon deficient, be credential correct. You know, and just make sure you have your credentials correct when it comes to melon deficient. If you have some melanin in you and you're considered here on Earth in the Latin community or something like that, definitely have your credentials. Um, if you are of darker shade here in America, same thing for you. Have your credentials. Also, nothing inside your cars that will lead you to any situations because they're going to push it. Remember, you're coming in and you're dealing not just with metropolitan police who understand how to deal with this, but you're dealing with Federal Bureau of Investigations, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, Drug Enforcement Agency, whatever ICE stands for, and the National Guard. So, it's a little different. They're going to treat things completely different. Now, for any of those colors that's coming to DC for recreational marijuana use, fine. As long as you have your credentials coming in and coming out and being able to do those things, you're good. Come to the stores, get what you got to get, go. Or go somewhere inside a place, a friend's house, or in a smoke spot and do your thing. Don't smoke outside. Don't drink outside. Unless you're at a restaurant, you can sit down and do it legally. Um, if anybody's coming down here to get anything that is of a legal heart, cocaine and all that type of stuff, I advise you probably not to do that because if you've seen that video I just showed you, that's how many people are walking around at 12 and 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. And if your car comes in there and it has a different plate, what do you think they're going to do first? Even if you're out there, they're going to come up to you. So, you know, that wouldn't be a good time. Even in the aspects of getting marijuana, you know, it, I mean, if you know somebody, hey, fine, go over their house, go inside, let him give it to you, or even give it to you outside because, again, they can't do nothing. They're not going to do anything for that. But do not light it, do not smoke it, do not drink. They will lock you up quickly for that at this point in time. So I'm gonna try my best to keep you guys updated. I might even try to go out and do something because as an NU-Kihe, we also feel that, when you're being when someone's coming at you in a direction that might make you feel like you're going in an area of where it's going to hurt your the area that you live in, you have to stand for it. And you see 14th Street, that community is doing their thing. My community, fortunately, the presence is not in my community. Maybe it's because I live near the Capitol and they already have a specific amount of presence, but we don't see many here. However, that doesn't mean that as much as I can do with my autistic child, of course, I can do. So if I can be able to get out here and possibly say something, maybe round some people up to try to get some people to try to get to go and get those groups formed down in the urban communities, to at least stand up and say, hey, listen, it doesn't make a difference if you're on 14th Street. It doesn't make a difference if you're in Georgetown, or if it doesn't make a difference if you're down here 48th Street out in Southeast. We're all standing here, and it don't make a difference what color. Because trust me, my friends, my children, my family, my brothers of the lightest, least melanin in your skin, do not be afraid. If you go into an area grouped up with, we're all being there. I would be with you, and we go just to hang. We can go down there around 8 o'clock and stay. And as soon as they come down there, if we're all down there like you guys was down there on 14th Street, nothing would happen, and they would slow it down. But the problem is we don't have the security in that community, and you see that they're just running up into people's houses, and that's not right. So that's my say on that, and I feel that that's something we have to start doing. We don't have many. Uh, uh, we have a lot of people talking, and we have few people doing some things. I'm not taking away from nobody that's not doing anything. I'm watching history. I'm watching things. I'm seeing things. I see certain people doing things, but we need to do certain things in actions with just as fast as they do. So, however, that's some of the rules that you guys should take in play. And I got one more video just to show you that this is everywhere. It's for everybody. All right, last one.
We are seeing a heightened presence of immigration officials in the district, and it's really sending shockwaves all throughout our community. I wanted to show you this video that we have. Our cameras captured the moment federal authorities arrested a delivery driver this morning. This happened on 14th Street Northwest. Rafael Sanchez Cruz is in Columbia Heights. Rafa, you saw the arrest happen. You were there, and you were speaking with some of the people in that near vicinity. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Simone, let's put that video into context. So I was actually right at the corner over there speaking to a food vendor who I've known for years. She tells me a lot of the vendors here on 14th Street didn't show up because they're fearful because of that increased presence of immigration officials that you just mentioned. And as I was talking to her, we see 3 unmarked police cars pull up right here and arrest this man. This is what played out afterwards. It was just before 11 a.m. in Columbia Heights. ¿Qué motivo te dieron? A food delivery driver is put in handcuffs by several federal agents. I asked the man what reason he was given for his arrest. He responds, "They're taking me away." Neighbors reminding the man that he has the right to remain silent. This witness asked the federal agents what was happening. They asked her if she worked with news and told her to step back.
Are you news or something? That's why we're...
Yeah, will news get a better answer?
Yeah, as soon as we're done conducting our investigation, we'll be able to fill you guys in a little bit more.
But they left without giving us any answer. These women tell me he's a delivery driver who works every day outside the restaurant where they work. They tell me he's humble and hardworking.
This is racial profiling at its finest.
Jose Guzman says he believes the D.C. government is not protecting its immigrant communities when they need to the most.
As citizens of the district need to speak up, and we need to stand up for those who are not protected in the city.
The incident prompting the response from immigration advocates.
Here today passing out these red cards, which on the one hand remind people of their constitutional rights, and on the other hand provide something that they can share with immigration to assert and remind immigration of their rights. And so, for instance, this card reminds people that they have the right to remain silent.
This arrest happening hours after D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith issued an order that allows for the partial cooperation between her officers and federal immigration officials. The order allows D.C. police to provide information about people who are not in police custody and for the local police to transport immigration employees.
You're in an unmarked car right now.
D.C. neighbors were outraged that officers didn't identify their agency, some even concealing their faces.
Federal agent who's, of course, hiding his face, for whatever reason, and then you see MPD just kind of swooping in here and then impounding the motorbikes, and so it does feel like obviously they're working complicitly in this situation.
Here are D.C. police and federal agents conducting a traffic citation minutes earlier.
Here's what we know about the man who was arrested. A family member tells me he is from Honduras. We don't know his immigration status. We don't know if he has a criminal history. We've reached out to federal officials, but we have yet to receive that answer. It's also important to note that the executive order issued by Chief Smith does not allow immigration officials to question people in custody that are under custody by MPD. It also doesn't allow DC police to let immigration officials know when they are going to release somebody from custody. In Columbia Heights, I'm Rafael Sanchez Cruz. Back to you, Simone.
You know, Rafa, you showed us something else.
All right, all right. So thank you all for coming in and checking out this ABP All Point Bulletin. This is for real. It's something that I thought I would never witness in my lifetime, especially not here in DC. It's bigger than what we think. Definitely has something to do with being a dictator, because if he does proceed with doing whatever his plan is here in the nation's capital, best believe it will be implemented across the United States. I mean, that's just how things work, right? If you can get it done here, you can get it done anywhere. Anyway, try your best to be safe, and don't just be safe. If you can do anything to help, don't judge. I know there's a lot of people out there. I have friends out there in Winchester area that I mean, my daughter's mother, her family. I know that you have your views, but you know me, and I know you, and at least we had a chance to interact and deal with each other. So I just say that to say, please don't believe the things that you're seeing on TV that they're saying. That stuff is bull crap. The crime rate has been down. I know, not just by the statistics, but the fact that if you go back 26 years, that's 1999. And in 1999, clubs were big in DC and everybody came and they were nationwide. But, you couldn't even stop at the gas station without worrying about whether you might get into something. And now, I don't think there's anywhere I can go in DC where I feel that way, So it's bigger than that. But I'm not going to talk too much of that right now. Just if you can, try to figure out a way to, maybe share this. I would love for you to like and share this. I need more people in our community so we can start doing community things, real community things. We need to change. And I'm with it. And if I got to be the one to, later on, y'all say something about, I'm not even going to say it when it comes to, people dying for leadership. That won't happen because we know how to do it now. But we need to stand up. It's getting ridiculous, and something's going to happen, and it's going to spill in, and next thing you know, we'll have a dictatorship. So, last but not least, if you like what you like, please, like, subscribe, and if you could support in any type of way, that would be great. If not, if you can, I would love it. If you can't, you can support by liking and subscribing, sharing, and doing something about it. I hope my daughter was not too much of a distraction to you guys. She is not much of one to me, but I know how to deal with it. All right. I will talk to you guys later and have a wonderful day. We're still doing great. We're still going to win.